And we're going now. Here. You know what? Let me join.
Clap. Yeah, sorry. Boom, dude! Look at us. We're matching.
Hold on. I'm trying to. The thing is, I can't put it like on the band of my headphones because
then it'll fall.
I wear them back on my head.
This is literally like one of the sickest thumbnails thing I've ever seen in my whole life.
This is not a thumbnail,
but it could be.
I think. Hold on. We're so close. Maybe I could just move my headphones.
You could.
Oh, that's so uncomfortable. I'm not gonna do that.
Well then, yeah. Well, we wouldn't want that.
Hold on.
This might actually be like.
Maybe I look forward instead. Or maybe
you just do the whole podcast with like your chin down like this.
Maybe we can spend the next 30 minutes on me just trying to do this.
Maybe
and
we should spend
else.
the next 30. Yeah, we should spend the next like half an hour of the podcast just like doing this and not speaking about anything at all.
And not talking about anything.
It'd be such a good video. Remember when amiibos first came out and everyone was like, "Oh, they're gonna be a big thing," and now you can buy them at Five Below for like $5.
Can you buy them at Five Below?
Yeah.
It's been a while since all right, it's just
I think you can only buy like certain ones, but I got like the Lucas amiibo at Five Below and it was pretty sick.
And have you used the Lucas amiibo?
I have in Smash Bros.
Okay.
They are just like useless. That is kind of why that they went out of fashion.
Were they ever in fashion other than just being like they were kind of the first NFTs in a way.
I think when they first came out, people were like pretty excited that they existed. But then they like just didn't really do anything to make them like super cool or that you would want to actually buy them.
Well, I think they serve all the purpose they need to.
I guess
you know
so.
what I mean?
They're like fun little figures. There are a lot of things that I have on my desk that I collected that have no NFC tag in the bottom.
The audience for amiibos is people who would buy the shit if it didn't do anything in the game. Anyway, so it's just like a little extra bonus for them.
Well, but it's also like I feel like trying to branch out to people who don't maybe collect things, but who like maybe getting a little bit of bonus content in their games, and then they just don't.
It is definitely a bit of that too, but I think it's more aimed at the collector than the gamer.
I guess that's fair. Than the gamer,
so to speak.
Two different audiences.
Yeah.
Two different races of people, I would say.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. Jim Carrey could not make it. I'm so sorry.
He'll be here next week, though.
He will be here next week for sure.
He said he would.
We do have email confirmation. I'll put it on screen right now, the email that I got from jimcarrey@gmail.com.
His real email.
It's his real email. I didn't believe it either. So
yeah.
But it's true, it's really him.
That's cool, man.
Were you going to say something?
I was going to bring up January 6th, but then I decided that it was not going to be a good bit to do it again.
Do we finally want to confront the Israel-Palestine situation this episode, or are we saving that for later?
I don't feel educated enough about both sides. I just think that genocide is bad, and that's something that I believe. So
next week, we're going to have Jim Carrey, and he's going to talk about Israel-Palestine.
He's going to educate us on the Israel-Palestine conflict.
Obvious. Jim Carrey, expert in the field on that area.
He is kind of like a global... He's a citizen of the world, you know? He's not just a United States citizen. Jim Carrey's been a lot of places.
Well, he's a Canadian citizen.
And that's exactly why. That's kind of where I was going, leading into that. I was going to get there, okay? I just needed some time.
I don't think you were going to get there.
I might have, with a little bit of aid, one might say.
Did you see that video of the guy who hopped into a vase at a wedding? And he couldn't get out?
No. I would do that.
Because you would do it. Why would you do it? Would you do it because you were bored at the wedding? Because that's supposedly why this guy did it.
I'd probably do it because I had one too many drinks at the wedding, and I'd be like, damn, it'd be so funny if I got inside that vase. But then I, too, would soon realize that I was stuck, and then I would have to, like, break out, and I would be like one of those Pokemon that lives inside of some sort of vessel and then breaks out as they evolve.
Or someone would
like
give you a hammer, and then you would get over it.
Oh, that's true, and I could be just like the guy from Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy.
Yeah.
Even though that game caused so much anger, I think that was like one of the peak, like that was something that everyone came together to enjoy, you know?
No.
No?
I don't feel that way about it.
Like, not in the same way that like some other, like, you know, like Pokemon Go. There wasn't like peace on Earth, but like I don't fucking...
Pokemon Go did not usher in an era of peace.
Yes, it did. There were like 3 days where I literally never saw anyone be angry at all. For 3 days.
Pokemon Go came out while we were in summer camp.
Yes, it did.
At the same time. And then there was a no phones rule at summer camp, which maybe we should explain the lore a little bit of how we met, of how we first laid eyes upon each other for the first time. In a virgin, beautiful way.
I don't like that you're wording it like that, but yeah.
So we both went to this summer camp.
The nature camp.
Yeah, the extreme teen nature camp.
I forgot that was
which is
prefix
the
to
real,
the rest of the title.
It's the real name. That's what it was actually called, unironically.
That camp was so sick, though.
And we loved it. We loved every minute.
It was awesome.
It's the only nature camp that has fucking fencing in it, that's for sure.
That is true. It was pretty sick.
It's crazy that they did that. But anyway, Pokemon Go came out while we were like in this summer camp. Yeah. And there was a very strict no phones rule. And that rule was not strict when the game came out.
It was not strict. Even I feel like I remember like our instructors being on their phone.
No, they were
and lying and eating hot chips.
Yeah, they were eating so many hot chips, dude. And then you brought out your phone.
Oh, of course.
I was one of the few. I was early to the no phones thing. You know what I'm saying? I was like,
yeah. Well, I'm not a fucking sheep. Sorry about that.
I'm not a sheep. I was the black sheep of the flock. I was the only one not on their phone.
Yeah, but you were told to not be, so you were following the rules. Kind of a shame.
It defeats the point of any of us being outside or our parents sending us to the damn camp in the first place.
No, trust me.
Man.
I mean, that's why my mom used to be like such like a anti-technology fiend, and now she's like, Henry, how do I do a podcast? And I'm like, why are you asking me that?
Yeah.
I'm just remembering this now, actually. When I went home for winter break, my mom was like, you have to teach me how to do a podcast. And I was like, I don't really know what you want me to teach you.
Yeah, you don't know anything.
Well, I don't.
You just press a button and you speak into a black box.
I do.
And that's all it really is, to be honest.
But that's what I like. I don't, I mean, I know how to edit video and audio, but I feel like it's just not that hard to explain. My mom was just like, yeah, well, like, so what do I do? And I was like, what do you want me to tell you?
It is
has
like,
an audience. It's like you just
need to find out what YouTube is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And my mom's like not even that old. She's 50.
Yeah, she's almost dead.
Well, I just think it's really funny because my mom loves to clown on her mom, my grandma, for just like not being able to use any sort of technology because she's like, she would be like the person who, if, a random woman was floating in, stream, she would be like, damn, she floats, she's a witch.
Okay.
She's using magic and spells. She doesn't sink to the bottom like a rock because she's a witch.
Right.
So she also thinks that technology is the work of the devil. But sometimes doesn't because she's like, Henry, please help me set up my Netflix. But I feel like it's just not that hard. Like if you just know how to use the internet, even a little bit at all, you can figure it out.
It is, dude. I get so annoyed. Fucking every printer comes with an instruction manual on how to set it up, and no one knows how
All
to
of them.
read it for some reason.
No.
And I'm the tech guy. You know how many fucking printers I've had to set up in my lifetime?
Probably a
my
bajillion.
lifetime printer count. It's like 4. That's like way too many.
It's way more than it should be considering how old you are. And that you've probably never owned your own printer.
I have never owned my own printer.
But
which
you
is
set up
fucked
4 of them.
Yeah.
So you'll be prepared when that day comes. And what a magical day it will be.
I hope to never own a printer. Jesus Christ.
I would like to own a printer.
Printer upkeep? You have a printer.
I have a 3D printer. I'm not going to fucking
What?
print out.
So the 3D can't do 2D?
No, I'm not going to be like, hey, I need to print this Microsoft Word document, make it like an inch thick. Just get like a, 8.5 by 11 inch thick like slab of white filament, and then it just writes the text on top of it in black
It
filament.
just sounds a little rudimentary. That like
I just
one
that
step
just sounds
forward, 2 steps
wildly-
back. You know what I'm
Wildly
saying?
inefficient. 2 totally different things.
But
I was
in 3D, 2 Ds are in the 3D. You just added another D. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I do. Yeah, I know all about adding another D.
But anyway, printer upkeep is insane. You got to like go to Office Max and you got to buy printer ink. I don't know if you know this.
you
Printer
gotta buy
ink
toner.
is like the 5th most expensive liquid in the world.
That's crazy specific. First of all, I just want to begin with that. What are the other 4 most expensive liquids in the world?
Well, can you stall while I look it up?
Sure. Yeah. But is it just like because of the fact that it's like so hard to manufacture, or?
Well, it comes in such small quantities, I think is part of it.
Interesting.
Because it's like...
Did you know back in the fucking 1700s, people would be like, oh, I'm going to grind up this, amethyst that I just found to make purple ink, and then I'm going to write on, a textile with it.
Okay, I got the number wrong. Here we go. Hey guys, welcome back to Watch Mojo. These are the top 10 most expensive liquids in the world. Number 10, human
This is
blood.
a video. What? This is a video I would click on.
Human blood costs $1,500 per gallon.
That's a lot of blood, though.
Next up, number 9, gamma hydroxybutyric acid. We could just skip past that one. Number 8, black printer ink, $2,700 per gallon.
Printer ink is more expensive than blood.
And gamma hydroxy.
I'm not going to try and pronounce that word.
Butyric acid. I was struck by that.
Butyric acid.
Number 7's mercury.
Yeah, whatever.
And
Liquid
then,
metal.
And then
blah, blah, blah.
insulin with a big asterisk next to that one.
Yeah.
Chanel number 5, which is a fragrance.
Perfume.
Yeah. Horseshoe crab blood, obviously.
Yep.
Any entrepreneurs out there,
list.
if you're looking for a gallon of horseshoe crab blood, that's going to run you about $60,000. Coming in at number 3 on our list of the top 10 most expensive. And hey, while you're here, leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think number 3, 2, and 1 most expensive liquid in the world is while you're down there. Leave a like, subscribe. Give us all your money. Number 3 is lysergic acid diethylamide.
That's
also
what I was
just
gonna
called
think.
LSD. You could call it LSD for short. And that's going to run you about $123,000 per gallon. Up at number 2, King Cobra
Holy fucking
Venom.
shit, dude.
$153,000 per gallon. Which, and then number 1, Scorpion Venom, for a grand total of $39 million per gallon.
Like, don't get me wrong. I know that scorpions are like fucking minuscule, so I'm sure trying to collect a gallon of scorpion venom is probably the worst process ever.
Yeah.
something akin to trying to milk an almond or something like that. But like that just sounds like way too much money.
I also question what you need to do with scorpion venom.
Make like a super cool weapon of sorts.
If you want to make a good weapon, you just need like metal.
That's all just
not really venom.
It's all just bought out by the fucking Spider-Man villain.
Yeah.
He buys it in bulk. It's so expensive because he's the only one who needs it. But he's rich, so he can get away with it. That's some rich people shit.
But anyway, black printer ink, the only thing that doesn't make any fucking sense on that list.
Yeah, that is crazy. Some of those other things also don't make sense. Why the fuck is horseshoe crab blood so expensive?
Well, where else do you get that? It's hard to obtain.
Right, but like, what do you need it for?
But it's not even like what you need it for. Like, right? If you think about like traditionally valuable things, sometimes it's not necessarily like, is it a useful thing? It's just like, is it rare? You know what I mean? Like some
I guess
people,
that's fair.
they're like, I want the anime gun skin in Counter-Strike 2.
Right.
And someone out there in the real world says, hey, I need a gallon of horseshoe crab blood.
And that's their anime girl gun skin.
You know what I'm saying?
Dude. It looks like people use it to make candles.
That feels wrong, I think.
It's blue. That's kind of cool.
That feels right in a way. Anyway, can we talk about LSD?
Sure.
Did you see there was a recent article that said Elon Musk, he's known for doing many drugs. We know from previous Joe Rogan podcast that he takes a hit of the weed every little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's like no big deal.
That's no big deal.
Like normal person shit.
But not everyone smokes, okay? So it's like, a little fun fact about my guy. You know what I'm saying? But then
my guy Elon.
This article came out that says he regularly uses LSD, ketamine, cocaine, ecstasy, and shrooms.
What are we quantifying as like regular?
I don't know. It just said in the article that it's like an open secret at Tesla and Twitter that this guy is like on drugs all of the time.
I think that would make
and I think
that would make a lot of sense.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
Like, he was definitely like, yo, I'm going to offer Twitter $22 billion. And they're going to say no.
Yeah.
And then they were like, yep.
Deal.
Here you go. And he goes, he's fucking high on LSD.
Yeah.
I did have a friend reveal to me the other day, craziest, like very casual
you said this
conversation.
Last episode.
Oh, true. My bad.
Which I can't blame you. It was 3 days ago.
I thought that was in our private conversation.
No.
But I feel like that's still just like a crazy thing to drop. Like, not that I am just shaming anyone. I don't think he does it actively, but just like a one-time thing. That's just like fucking crazy to me. And maybe it's just my little paranoid, tiny little boy brain that's like, oh my God, drugs bad. But like, that's just like crazy to me. Especially for fucking Elon Musk to just be doing, illicit hard drugs all the time in his place of business.
Yeah.
It explains a lot for sure.
I mean, it's interesting. I guess, I don't know. It's weird because like if someone I knew for a long time randomly dropped that they do cocaine regularly, to me, that's not weird. But to a large group of people, I would imagine that is very like it's dangerous. You know what I mean?
I feel like
there's nothing inherently bad about cocaine if you're, like smart with it, right?
I guess so, yeah.
But I guess the thing about people who do cocaine is that traditionally they're not smart.
And traditionally sometimes they do a lot of very interesting behaviors and things when they are on cocaine. Like how my mom once described downtown Cleveland as a battle royale for drug addicts. Actual sentence that she said, which I thought was kind of cool. But I don't know. I just feel like not that there's anything wrong inherently with doing drugs, and I think that most drugs should be decriminalized because people go to jail for their entire lives for fucking, it's like all the people who are still in jail now for having like a certain amount of weed on them, even though it's now legal in like most states. Like they should be out of jail.
Right.
It's like, I feel it's just like a weird taboo thing to talk about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And not that it's like wrong. I just feel like that a lot of people have these like this preconceived notion in their mind that it's like, like why people call weed like the devil's lettuce. It's just like a weird like cultural thing. People are like, oh, well, substance makes me feel this way, and like that's bad. But like, I guess in theory, you could probably somehow use that to your advantage. I know they're doing a ton of research about like how mushrooms can be substituted for like a lot of antidepressants or like Adderall in people with ADHD, and it's actually like relatively effective, as opposed to just making them be like, my walls are talking to me.
I mean, sometimes you gotta talk back to them. You know what I'm
Sometimes
saying?
the walls, dude, they get really lonely. And you want to know
because
what?
I've never
You
talked
wouldn't want
to
to make them
them
feel
before,
bad.
and I want to know all the things that they know.
And they've seen a lot of things.
They've seen a lot of things.
Walls can exist for hundreds of years. Walls are very knowledgeable beings.
Your walls have seen all of you.
Yeah.
I don't know. It is strange though to me. Like, I don't know. It's weird that there's a stigma around drugs, just in general, because it's like it's just a substance, or maybe substance isn't the right word, but it's just like it's a little rock kind of. You know what I mean?
It's just like funny little dust. Well,
I feel like
it just
funny little dust.
It makes like certain
and it
drugs
makes your
obviously
brain
make you
go
act.
a little wacko, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Because like
it's
beer
more like-
does the same thing.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Like, I always thought it was weird when I was a kid that people were like, oh, like, yeah, when you start 21, like, you can drink alcohol, but like, you want to smoke weed?
Yeah.
Like, you can't do that. That's like a sin. But it used to be the same, there used to be like the fucking prohibition movement, and everyone was like, you can't drink alcohol. You'll die and you'll obey the devil and blah, 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 blah. Like, I feel like it's just something that we have to move forward as a society in accepting and whatnot.
Yeah. We should
But I guess there's
be
a lot of
more
things
like
like that.
Vancouver.
What does Vancouver do?
Vancouver notoriously has like legalized every drug, including heroin. Basically.
Really?
Yeah. And so the streets of Vancouver are just very it's a bit infested, shall we say. But I mean, it's also it's kind of a test subject in a way, you know what I mean?
I guess so. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like different people respond differently to like a lot of different things, though.
Yeah.
Like, I have a very addictive personality. I feel like if I was like, oh, I'm going to try cocaine, I would be homeless. But there are some people who, they're going to be like, oh, I'm going to take like 5 milligrams in my tea in the morning, and I'm going to have so much energy, and I'm going to go to work and be like fucking hella productive and solve so many problems and be super efficient. And
Yeah.
Yada, 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 yada. But I feel like not everyone has that sense of control.
Definitely. I mean, stuff affects people in different ways. And I mean, not even like drugs necessarily, but like fucking NyQuil affects people in different ways. You know what I mean? So it's
like when I'm
a
sick.
thing you got to be careful with if you're trying to engage with it in any way. But it's just weird on like on a structural level how we like interpret what drugs classify like what danger level, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
Schedule 1 drugs, that's like the tippy top, you will fucking die if you do the Schedule 1 drugs. And then weed is in there. So it's like, what's up with that?
Really?
Yeah, marijuana is a Schedule 1 drug right next to heroin.
That's actually great. Drugs.com.
Shout out drugs.com,
Yeah.
probably.
Heroin, LSD, marijuana, mescaline. Mescaline? What the fuck is
Mescaline or mescaline.
that? Mescaline. Yeah, mescaline. MDMA. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ecstasy. Fun stuff. Methaqualone. I'm unfamiliar with this. Magic mushrooms. And bath salts. Lovely.
Shout out.
I always thought it was odd that people like I remember being in like middle school health class and you know my teacher being like, yeah, remember kids, don't sniff bath salts. And I was like, why do I want to smell salt? That's so funny.
I didn't hear about bath salts until I knew what a rapper was, I think. It's crazy
Really?
that one of your teachers said that to you.
It was like in health class. They were like, yeah, don't like it was like some D.A.R.E. shit. They were like, don't do drugs.
I mean, I remember D.A.R.E. shit, but it wasn't like, I don't know, it wasn't like that. It was more focused on just weed, I guess. It was literally just weed, I think, is the only thing they talked about. Or maybe they were like, maybe they mentioned like fentanyl or cocaine once, but it wasn't like
Yeah, I feel like they didn't really talk about weed with my program.
Oh,
which
really?
is weird. Yeah, it was not really like as big at our school for some reason. I don't know.
Interesting.
But
I have seen, like you mentioned earlier, I've seen recently a lot of stuff on the internet about shrooms and using them as like antidepressants in some way, which is really interesting because it is like it open your mind, man.
I mean, it does literally make your brain work in different ways, which in some cases, if your brain is not working the way that it's supposed to,
yeah,
or whatever, if you can, you know, there was like, well, drugs will rewire your brain. It's like, well, maybe Shawty needs to get their brain rewired.
yeah.
Maybe I need to rewire my brain.
Well, it's just funny. It seems kind of like anti to how it would actually work in real life. Like it's like like people are like depression equal brain close. So what if we use plant make brain open?
Brain open.
It seems like the thing that would lead to thousands of people dying. You know, like
And
the
you know
same
what?
logic applies there to fentanyl, but one
I feel like
kills
that might
people
be
and
like a
one
little
really
different.
doesn't.
Yeah.
So
I feel like that's what I mean too. Like everything just needs to be researched and like talked about and whatever. Like fentanyl, obviously, I remember I went back for winter break and my mom was like, "Don't do edibles ever," and I was like, "What?" And she was like,
Dude.
now that weed is legal, everything is laced with fentanyl. And I was like, I don't think that is true.
I have to dispel this right now. For some reason, there are big movements among people who are in the age range of still watching the local news channel, okay? These people, and I say that because on the news, they've been airing a lot of segments in the past couple years especially about like stories, oh, this person, they died from a fentanyl overdose or whatever. Fentanyl was
fentanyl
laced on the
kills
stuff
people.
that they do. And it does do that. Fentanyl definitely does do that. But there's there's a lot of misinformation as to how that happens. You know what I mean? So like, I think there's a lot of people
Please share.
out there, one, who like they have a family member and the family member is doing some shit that's harder than fentanyl and they don't want to admit that it was an overdose because imagining their loved one doing stuff that is, you know, like not easily,
Yeah, like
it's
taboo
it's
and
not
bad.
a tough thing to, or it's not an easy thing to process rather.
Right.
And they just don't want to process, so they like make up some shit about, oh, it was laced with fentanyl, it was the dealer's fault, when really they were just like addicted to heroin or something like that, like some incredibly sad shit.
Yeah.
But then there's a lot of like fentanyl does not, especially if specifically weed gummies are coming from like a state where it's legalized and people sell it over there. It's regulated to some extent. Fentanyl doesn't just get laced on that shit in the factory.
No, they're
That's
not
how
like,
that works.
whoops, I spilled all of my fentanyl onto the production of marijuana gummies.
And let's just put ourselves in the headspace of a drug dealer for a moment. I want to lace
Nothing has
my
changed.
weed gummies with fentanyl.
Now,
Is
I want
this
to kill
one-
all of my customers. Is this a
Does
bad
this
business decision?
make sense? No, it doesn't make
No.
any fucking. It doesn't make economic sense, okay? Because fentanyl is
doesn't.
so fucking expensive, and no one's gonna buy. hey, this is normal weed that is not laced with fentanyl. Also, it's $200. Do you want it?
Right.
This doesn't make any damn sense. Okay, so that's not happening. I'll just skip to the real information. This is news, and this is true, and I'm saying that right now, and I take full responsibility for that. Okay, the way stuff gets laced with fentanyl is generally when there's like a single person as a drug dealer, and they're using the same kind of measurements and things. And, some contamination happens because they're being lazy and stupid about it. And that's their fault, and they should be held accountable for that 100%. Yeah. Or, I think the much more common thing is there's some fucking asshole at a party who's like, I'm bringing fentanyl, because they're insane. And that shit contaminates all the other shit in, whatever's going on at that party or something like that. But it's not this thing that you see on the news where it's like, tonight in Brooks County, there are 5 reported deaths from an overdose on fentanyl laced on marijuana edibles.
That was pretty good.
Coming to a county near you.
Well, I thought it was especially odd because now that weed has been legalized in Ohio, my mom was like, well, just make sure that if you're going to be doing edibles, which I don't really even do. I have, but I'm not like, out here on the streets being like, does anyone got an edible? I need it right now. And even if I did, I would just go to a dispensary like a normal person.
Yeah, you would go to a normal ass place where they don't want to kill you because actually they want your money and they want you to return with more money.
If anything, capitalism is ensuring
and also they don't want to waste fucking money on putting fentanyl in shit that people realize they aren't buying. It doesn't make any damn
they wouldn't.
sense.
It doesn't make any sense to buy it and put unless you're like literally an actual villain and you're like running a fucking front where you're like, oh guys, like I'm just that's what fucking Scorpion is doing with all that venom. He bought $39 million worth of Scorpion venom and he opened a dispensary. And he was like, I'm going to lace all of my gummies with fucking scorpion venom. Because he's a supervillain, and that's what they do. Like, those people are maybe real, but there's not that many of them.
Studies are people unsure on the street. Whether those people are real.
I think that there's probably people like that who are actually like that.
Yeah.
But,
But I think
we were talking about, like, what qualifies as, like, a normal person.
Yeah.
Even though most people, I would say, are self-aware, there are definitely still some fun little messed up villains out there.
Yeah, there's some fucked up
weirdos,
many, for sure. But I think it boils down to like it being the same thing as like back in like 2010, everyone was like, oh fucking, there was like the vaccines cause autism movement that like broke out on the news, and every fucking news report for like 8 years was just vaccines. Do they cause autism? Well, 99% of doctors say no. But we interviewed the one doctor who's trying to make a drug that cures autism and also isn't a doctor.
It's also
and
just
he
like
says
not,
yes, so...
It's also just like not a thing that you can just like magically cure.
No, it's not. I mean, well, maybe it is, but it's not.
Well, no, it's not.
You know what I mean?
That's like you have to literally change the genetic makeup of a fetus as it is developing to ensure that it doesn't have autism. It's
I don't
not
know.
like
well, have we given them, maybe they just need a higher dose of shrooms.
I didn't think about that.
You know what I'm saying?
If anything, they're packing, people with autism have an extra chromosome in most cases. So if anything, they should be smarter and more capable than the rest of us regular people and whatever.
Yeah. I mean, shout out the H Bomber guy video where he does the deep dive on the whole vaccines cause autism movement.
He's a crazy. So many things get popularized. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's literally like just a guy goes on TV and then he fucking is famous.
And like says some shit. And then people are like, I could maybe believe that.
You just go on TV and you can just be like, actually, my bone marrow can heal you. And it's
Don't
like,
believe
what?
Me? Try it. But I won't let you. But like, if you did, trust me, it would heal you.
Yeah. Trust me for
I don't
real.
know. People just like to make shit up for their 5 minutes of fame, I suppose.
I think people just want money.
Yeah,
I think
people
greed
only
is
want
strong.
greed is strong, but greed is only strong because we've created a system where that is how it has to be for you to like exist. Do you think I want to fucking work every day for the rest of my life for less money than I deserve to do something that I don't really like that much just so I can, I don't know, not starve to death?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know, that just sounds kind of lame. I want to frolic in the woods and hunt and gather.
I don't think you have to be greedy to survive, though.
I don't think you do, but like, I feel like
I think you got to play the game a little bit, so to speak.
You do got to play the game a little bit, which I think is kind of lame.
You don't got to be greedy. You know
But I feel like not everyone...
You can tip a little bit at the restaurant. It's fine. You'll live. You know what I mean?
No, I always tip way more than I probably should, but that's just because I think that people who are in customer service and have to deal with people deserve to be paid more.
Honestly, this is a hot take, okay? Fucking... The wait staff do not deserve to be tipped that much. We should be tipping like 10% on a good day.
So
hear me out, okay?
I agree with you from a customer like spending their own money perspective, because I don't think that people should be expected to pay the wages of the employees of an organization. This is what I was going to say. They should just pay them fairly.
In a perfect world, they would just get paid what they should be paid. But in today's fucked up America world, okay, we're expected to pay their wage, so we got a tip, okay? But like even in a perfect world, the wait staff, they don't do like I'm not going to say it's not work, because it's obviously work. It's 100% work. And I'm not going to say it's not hard, because it is. Because I had to do that shit, and that shit sucks ass, okay?
Yeah.
But if I was at a restaurant and they just they called my name and they put the plate up on a table somewhere and I had to go up and get it, I wouldn't be that mad. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't do... The service does not add up to how much money I'm usually spending for the tip.
Right, for the service. Yeah.
Yeah,
no, it's just not
on an individual
equivalent.
Basis.
Yeah, it does suck. It is literally just me being like, oh, I used to be here and I wish that I got paid more, so I'm going to give you a nice tip.
Yeah.
And that's a fucked up system.
It's fucked up and wrong, man.
I think it's crazy, though. I never really thought about when I was younger how... standardized we have to try and make things in the world just so that they can be as widely applicable as they can be, you know?
What do you mean? Give me an example that I can put in fun shapes and colors in my head so I can picture it. Please.
How do I explain this? Like how we could probably come up with a way more efficient system of voting and keeping track of people's votes and whatnot. And this is maybe not the best example, because then people are going to be like, oh, well, what about when they staged the election and blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm not trying to be political. I just mean we could for sure have an easier, more modern, accessible, method of voting somehow. Don't ask me what that would be, but we have to sort of dumb it down a little bit so that it is easily accessible for everyone.
Yeah, I think...
if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think, because this conversation comes up every 4 years for the presidential election. It's like, how can we make voting better? And why?
Yeah, how do we make it easier?
Why can I not vote on my phone? And why do I have to give them my ID? You know,
right?
So
well, I feel that's so.
And they're
easy,
just like,
though.
we could go to Scandinavia and they do it better over there, man. And it's like. Yeah. I think the first thing you got to think about is comparing our systems to another country's systems is dumb, especially when the country you're comparing it to is Luxembourg, which is equivalent to fucking Akron, Ohio.
Yeah, right. That's like the whole country.
Yeah, it's not the same, but yeah, man.
What's
America poses a lot of very specific challenges that you all have to make work in tandem with each other, and you have to make them fair as well.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, and I think that I just didn't appreciate that as much until I became an adult, I guess.
Yeah.
Like we're like moving at my job on campus, whatever. Like we have these scanners. When you go into the gym, you have to scan your ID so that we can check like who's in the building at all times and whatever, to make sure you have a membership, and also just to see like who's in the facility. We have people get injured all the time. People will like potentially be in literally life-threatening situations. We've had like seizures, people fall and hit their head, whatever. Ambulances need to be called.
The gym, it's a dangerous place, folks.
It is a dangerous place for college students because fucking college students are stupid. And they're like, hey, I am going to hang on the basketball hoop for 8 seconds after I dunk. But I also weigh 300 pounds. So I am going to then pull the basketball hoop off of the backing of the basketball, and all the glass is going to break, and I'm going to get it in my arm, and I'm going to bleed on the floor.
But I'll be like Shaq, and it'll be on TikTok. So
and it'll be on TikTok.
Who cares?
Really cool. So it's chill. But you know what I mean? Like, people are fucking stupid sometimes.
Right.
We're all stupid. I'm stupid. Everyone could be stupid. But, like, you have to somehow create a system that is able to account for all of that stupidity, and, like, just so that as many people as possible find it accessible. And I think that I never really appreciated that until recently, because we have been trying to upgrade to this like new system where everyone's ID is just like on their phone, and they just have like a barcode, and they can scan it, and then they can come in instead of like scanning their ID, which in theory would be like so much easier. And now everyone's like, oh, well, can I add it to my Apple Wallet? And all the old people are like, I don't know what a barcode is. And then all the young people are like, why can't I put it on my Apple Watch? And it's just like, oh my God, dude, I have like so much more appreciation for, you know, people having to put in all of this work for like I understand now why so many logistical jobs like exist.
Yeah.
Because trying to get around anything is just like a nightmare to make it ready for the general populace.
100%. It's so annoying because it's like when you're at a software engineering startup and you're making a website, and you push a new update to production, and then you get all the fucking reviews on the Google App Store, and they're like, fucking, why did you move the one button from the top left to the bottom middle? Because now I can't find it. You get support calls, people being like, where's the button? It's not in the I can't find the button. And then your boss has to be like, fuck, we gotta like fire 5 people while also making you work overtime
so that you can fix with a button.
And it's just, people are stupid, man.
Yeah.
And
but it's like,
we should just keep things simple. Like, this is why ID cards are still used, because it's easy, and it makes it, you have a card and you put it on the thing and the door opens. It just makes sense, man.
Yeah.
It's like a key. You know a key. You have a key to your house, right?
Key, go in door.
You have to like wave
key.
it in front of people's faces. It's like, it's ridiculous, man.
Yeah. But it's like, that's like, I feel like I just never had that realization until recently, and how many like things in your life that really applies to is like fucking crazy.
Oh, it's so many things, dude.
Because everyone's just so different and cool, and I think that's beautiful. But we also have to therefore come up with systems that hopefully work for most people.
And it's like, these things apply on like a small scale too, when it's like, even dude, the push-pull doors, when they're like, they got the wrong thing on them, or they look like a push, but it's a pull or whatever.
Yep.
That shit irritates the heck out of me.
It's so fucked up, because you'll be like, oh, there's a door handle. Guess I better grab it and pull it towards me, because that's why it comes off of the door, because why would I push it if it was like something that I need to grab? Because grabbing is not a pushing motion, it's a pulling motion. And then you go and pull the door and it doesn't move at all, because you're supposed to push it, obviously.
I hate
but it's like,
shit.
What the fuck? And then it like says pull on it too, and you're like, God, well, like now I just feel like a fucking idiot, because it literally says pull. And I'm just mad. I'm filled with rage.
Literally,
anyway, apparently that's what being an architect is that I have to make buildings that read as pull doors, and so that people will know to walk up to them and pull.
I mean, that is kind of your job, yeah.
But I think that's stupid, because there will always be people who are like, yeah, well, that looks like a push door.
But there's not, though. We can just make there needs to be a Unicode standard for everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there should be.
Thank God they figured out fucking... And look, as an internet code nerd loser person, okay, thank God they made Unicode. That shit makes everything so much easier, bro. You have no idea. But it's also like, fuck you, Japan, a little bit. To give you a little bit of history, Japan made the emoji. They made it, basically. So, like, when the Unicode standard was getting made, they were like, okay, obviously, we need all the English letters, okay? We need all the letters in all the languages that people use. So they put those in there. And then when they got to Japan, they're like, we need all the Japanese symbols, obviously. And then Japan, they were using some, like, mobile phone messaging protocol standard or whatever, and they had little emoticons, and Japan was like, well, we need the Japan flag as a character still. And the Unicode people were like, what the fuck? Why do you have this? And they had like little, like the peace sign is them as well. The peace sign was like one of the first emojis.
That's crazy.
So then, like, they put those in there for the Japanese, and then, like, some American was like, the Japanese flag is here, but not the American flag? Isn't that racist or something? I don't know. That's just how I imagine it happening in my head. And then, and now we have all the emojis. Now you can put a turtle smoking a cigarette and holding a gun also.
I don't think that you can make an emoji of the turtle smoking a cigarette.
No, I'm saying you can put turtle cigarette.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I do love the chain of texts where it's like all the saxophones followed by like a different animal emoji. Yeah. And then like it's just people's parents texting them being like, look, I made a band.
Yeah. Stegosaurus saxophone goes crazy. Dude, I use that combo all the time, dude.
It goes dummy hard. And then they made it into a game called Super Auto Pets, and the game is cool.
Yeah. It's true. Well,
one of the best games of all time.
Now, Super Auto Pets, they use like they have like their own art. They don't use the emojis anymore.
Yeah, I think it was kind of fun when they used the emojis, though. Some of the new art I don't like as much.
I thought that, but then I played 200 more hours, and I don't care anymore. So it's whatever to me.
Yeah,
but
you're just such a fan.
I'm not a fan of the animals per se. I'm just a fan of the gameplay.
The game. Know? It's like Hearthstone, but I don't feel like totally a loser. Yeah.
I mean, anyone who plays a card game that isn't poker is a loser.
That's fair. I am a self-proclaimed loser. I'm like chill with that. If people think that I'm lame, I don't really give a fuck because I'm just doing things that I like.
Yeah, you're a loser. But anyway.
I know. That's okay. It's self-admitted.
Yeah.
I'm aware about it, at least.
I just think...
It's so much better than people who play League of Legends and think that their queen is still waiting for them at the end of the day.
Dude, I don't think anyone like that exists, though.
I think that you would be surprised.
I agree.
I think when we do the guy tier list, you're going to be fucking shocked.
I don't think I'm going to be shocked at all, because I'm going to want to put them all in F tier.
Yeah, you will want to put all the guys in F tier. There's going to be like, it's literally not even going to be a tier list. It'll just be like S tier or F tier. It's just like guy I like or guy that I fucking hate.
Yeah. There's just so many bad eggs in the world. You know what I mean?
There are so many bad eggs.
And because how many of the eggs are good and how many of them go bad? Who's to say?
I feel like most people
and
are
a lot of
eggs.
them, they go bad.
Yeah.
If you think about it, with time, all eggs go bad. They all do. They just all do it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. But
unless they're
like
cracked.
Depressing.
If you're a good egg, you have to be cracked. Isn't that sad?
No, that's sick, dude. I want to be cracked. I'm cracked as fuck. Cracked is a good thing, remember? When you're like, oh, I'm cracked, it's because you're crazy. You're good.
Isn't it sad that you have to destroy a good thing to get a better thing in the form of scrambled egg?
I think that they're both valuable in their own way, you know?
I can agree with that, yeah.
You've still never made me your world-famous scrambled eggs.
It's true, I haven't.
You claim that you make the world's best scrambled eggs. And
no,
the worst part
whoa. Let's read the label first, okay?
Okay.
I never said world famous, all right? They are not
I know. I might have added that in.
Okay? I did say I make the best scrambled eggs on both sides of the Mississippi.
Okay, so...
Which is different.
That is the whole world.
It's not on the Mississippi. There's some guy living on a boat house.
Fuck you.
On the Mississippi, and he makes the best fucking eggs you've ever had.
I hate you. It's like when people are like, yeah, everything in life is either a donut or not a donut. It's like, well, yeah.
It's true. You're either the donut or you're the hole. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, but like, it's like, oh yeah, I make the best eggs on both sides of the Mississippi. Dog, that's the whole world. Every part of the world is either on one side or the other.
But I mean, once you get into like, outer space, it's like, who's to say?
Well, yeah. So, but
can you imagine, dude, the eggs that aliens make?
They've got to be so good.
I'm not even saying like they're good cooks. I'm saying like the aliens, they physically lay eggs.
Oh.
And those eggs, chances are they're probably bigger eggs than our eggs.
I would say so. Yeah.
Just chances have to be that way. And so their eggs have to be so good. Maybe they're actually like they're green eggs, raw natty. You know what I'm saying? They don't need
and then maybe that's what Dr. Seuss is trying to make them. Yeah. Dr. Seuss, he knew what he was cooking. He saw the light of day.
Fucking.
I really hope that if aliens are real, which I think that they are, not in like a conspiracy way where it's like, oh, the government is hiding them from us. But I hope that if aliens are real, we discover them in my lifetime because I think that would be cool. I feel like they'd be chill.
I'm good.
Okay.
I would rather not have that happen in my lifetime.
I think it'd be kind of cool.
I don't need to experience it. I have enough to worry about. I'm already fighting against so many different forms of cancer.
There's so many options. Yeah, but what if the aliens know how to cure it?
You know how many fucking wristbands I wear, okay? I'm against breast cancer. I'm against pancreatic cancer. I'm against
You are
lung
the voice
cancer.
of women.
That's not what I said at all. Not even remotely what we're talking about.
It doesn't have to do with cancer. I'm just, that's also another band that you wear.
Yeah, right.
Right.
I didn't say it, so...
We all wear so many different hats, but the aliens might be able to give us extra hats, and that's what I'm saying.
And the big cat still has the biggest hat.
Cat in the hat. The biggest dog shoots the biggest gun, as they say.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big gun.
Can I talk about something that I think is fucking ridiculous really quick?
Who am I to say no? Indulge us a little bit.
I'm just going to start talking about it, and you're going to be like, this is fucking stupid. But it's okay, because that's going to happen anyway.
Go for it.
Famous website StockX. One of the greatest websites of all time. You like this? I don't think you will.
No, I like that you're bringing up StockX. That's very funny to me.
Well, I just I didn't understand the concept of StockX until I started browsing it recently, because I need to fill my fucking Lego Minecraft addiction, and also no one.
That's what this is.
Well, just wait. It's actually not, but this is how I was reintroduced to the website, because normally it's just like sneakerheads and like people being like,
it's fashionistas.
Yeah, it is fashionistas. And to be fair, they have great taste. There's a lot of really good sneakers on StockX. There's some cool-ass clothes on StockX. There are also so many other fucking things on StockX that I never thought I would ever find.
Yeah.
Like fucking Legos.
I didn't know that they had Legos on there.
That's what I'm saying. It's fucking ridiculous. I see people complaining all the time now because apparently StockX is now carrying like Stanley, like the water bottle cups and whatever with the straws in them.
Yeah.
Because I've been seeing so many videos on my feed of people just being like, damn, they got the Stanleys on StockX. And then there's like two finance bros like showing up to Target, and they like literally take their arm and they just like push all the cups in their cart and they buy them. And I'm like, this is fucking awful. I hate this. We live in the worst timeline.
We are making everything like a resellable. And it's very
so
annoying.
Awful, dude. I don't even like, there's some Legos that I have that I bought when I was like a kid that I like, worked my fucking 15-year-old job ass to buy over the summer when I used to work as a fucking busboy. And I was like, I'm going to buy this Lego Minecraft set that I built because that's like what Legos are for. And now I look on StockX and like out of the box, it's worth like $300. And I'm like, what the fuck?
You're dumb. Sorry.
I guess so. But it's like, why does everything have to just fucking... I hate capitalism. Is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah. No,
Why does everything have to be turned into like a market?
I don't know what you want me to tell you there, man.
Like, I know that people want things because I want things and I want to have things, and we all like fun little trinkets and stuff because that's what people are. And
I have a StockX proposition for you and for me, first and foremost.
For you and me. Yeah,
I
please.
have a pair of Yeezys that I do not wear very often because they're a very special pair of shoe to me. Okay, you can't just wear Yeezy every day. One, they're certainly not a winter shoe, so I'm not wearing them anytime soon. And they are very comfortable, but I could sell them right now for a lot more money than I purchased them.
Drum roll, please.
They're up like $150 from when I bought.
That's
and
crazy.
I've been like back and forth in my mind for the past like week whether or not to sell them.
Really?
And they go fast in my size.
I mean, I feel like that's fair. It's like whenever I try and fucking shop on shoes or shop for shoes on the internet, it's awful.
What I figured was the downfall of Kanye was going to make my shoes worth nothing at all, but actually it's done the exact opposite. I think it's made them more sought after, if anything.
Really?
Yeah, it's like
people just like want them more because they're not going to make them.
It's like if Hitler made shoes.
No, I don't think it's like that. I think those are two very different things.
No, you didn't let me finish though. It's like if Hitler made shoes.
Okay, I'm not stopping you this time.
But then he died. The shoes would be more valuable. You know what I'm saying?
He did die. That is true. I bet you could buy like his fucking paintings or something. Hitler's paintings.
I don't think you can buy Hitler's paintings. I don't think
I bet
they're
you could.
on the market. I mean,
no, not like
if you went to a museum and the museum had one of Hitler's paintings and you were like, $1 billion, yeah, they would probably sell it. But like,
okay, yeah, Adolf Hitler's artwork sells for $450,000 at Nuremberg auction. That's actually way less than I thought that it would be.
Well, if it's worth too much, it's anti-Semitic, right? So you can't go too high.
It's so interesting.
Isn't it?
If like pieces of not like just how we value certain things. I think it's just like wild to me, and I don't know why it is. It's just kind of crazy. Like, I understand the appeal of like how we were talking about fucking horseshoe crab blood, of having something just because like it's rare, which makes it cool, I guess, even if it doesn't have any purpose.
Yeah.
It's like fucking, like in a game or something, when you get like a rare drop from like a boss or like an item or something, and you're like, yeah, I'm just gonna frame this and put it in my base because it's like hard to get. But like, in reality, the function is like gives you different colored eyes or some shit like that. Like, it doesn't have any purpose. It's just like we seem to like fucking cool rare things, which is fair.
I think everyone, and I think you're at no fault for saying this, but I think everyone, when they come across a thing that is rare that someone has that is worth a lot of money, they're like, that's stupid, it's just rare, it doesn't do anything. But then you get that thing in like your hobby and you're like, but I'm the only guy.
Right. Yeah.
And then it all makes sense. You know what I mean?
Every hobby has those little fun, rare things.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I have this one drumstick that was fucking Travis Barker put it in his ass during a Blink-182 concert, and it's like fucking disgusting, but it's worth $7,000 because, whatever.
And it's mine forever.
And it's mine forever, and you can't have it. But it's like I understand the appeal of just like having something that other people don't, I guess. But it's just like, it's crazy how many different fucking funny little hobbies have those things.
I guess it's just like, you one day randomly you show up to the Balenciaga store and you're like, how am I not going to buy a shirt that says Fortnite Balenciaga on it? Are you kidding me? It's one of 340. And you're going to pass up on that? Come on, bro.
I mean, to be fair though, like some of it is, I feel like for me, if I saw that, I would just be like, yeah, this is a really good bit.
That's what I'm saying. People just like running bits, dude.
Maybe people are funnier than I thought they were.
No, it's not that they're funnier. It's just that they want to be better and stronger.
It's like when Minecraft did like that fucking Balenciaga collaboration, and they made like that ugly ass scarf that literally just looks like a normal scarf, but there's like the Minecraft logo like at the very end. If I had a shit ton of money, I'd buy that shit.
You aren't even a scarf guy.
I'm not, but it would be funny to own.
But I feel like part of the novelty in owning something like that is being able to show it off, right? Like, you don't buy the $15,000 marble fade karambit in CS2 without using it in a game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, well, that's what I'm saying. If I bought the scarf, I would obviously wear it. I'm not just going to, like, fucking frame it on my wall or some shit.
It's funny in that scenario because it's like you're wearing a scarf, but you have never worn a scarf in your fucking life.
Never. And it only becomes the things that you're interested in because of what it's worth.
I am terrified of scarves.
I do not like wearing scarves. I think they're super mega uncomfortable.
Jamie, can you look up what the fear of scarves is called? I don't want to say it's like scarfophobia or something like that.
I really hope.
But I have this, whatever it is, because they're so scary to me. You know, like they wrap around you and they want to strangle you, and they're so hot and itchy.
Dude, no
And it's
way.
like, who would want, they're like snakes, but they're supposed to kill you.
What if I told you that there was not a word for being scared of scarves?
Scarvophobia. I'm making it right now. That is my phobia that I have. That is real.
Holy shit, there are so many fucking phobias. Why are people so scared?
Do you know of ibophobia?
Like with an I or with a...
It's spelled AIBOHPHOBIA.
The fear... Oh, yeah, I do. Yes. About how ibophobia is the fear of palindromes.
Yeah, and it's spelled the same
That's so
way
cruel.
Forwards and backwards.
Or just like how they fucking made the fear of really long words super fucking long.
It's like how if like the word arachnophobia, like one of the vowels was just a spider.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense why they would do that.
People are just like cruel.
It's just
Some
so
of these
sad.
are like so interesting.
Give us one interesting one, and then we're gonna move on. Pick one. Make it funny.
I'm gonna say gynophobia because it specifies being afraid of adult women. Not all women, just adults.
That is
like some of these are like
I think
some of these are like totally. I feel like normal. Like
no, that was your one. We're moving on.
Okay.
Moving on.
All right, sorry, we're not talking about it anymore.
And welcome back. I'm Stacy on the evening news. Welcome back. Our next story has something to do with people on the internet being afraid of @VLone Predator on Twitter. Have you seen this person? Have you seen
what?
Have you seen? There's this person on Twitter @VLone Predator, and their whole thing is photoshopping people to make them look black and Chinese.
What? I can't say that I have.
This is one of those chronically online things that people love.
I do love hearing about chronically online stuff because sometimes I'm just like not online enough to. Oh man, their account doesn't exist.
It definitely does because I saw them earlier. This person's whole thing is just going to random people's tweets where they post a selfie of themselves and then they Photoshop the selfie and they say, "Here's what you would look like if you were black or Chinese."
Like Blasian, or like they do two separate
No, there's
photos?
two separate ones of one. Hold on, let me send you a screenshot.
That's actually fucking crazy.
Hold on, Henry. I'm sending you a screenshot of Tyler Ninja Blevins if he was black and Chinese. I would love for you to give me your thoughts on this.
So, I'm going to begin with saying that picture like of Ninja to start off with straight up just does not look like Ninja. So
it is him though. It's posted by Ninja.
It is definitely him, and like it looks enough like him that I'm like, oh yeah, Ninja.
Right.
But like it just looks off. Like it itself looks like he photoshopped his own face onto his body and like for some reason made it larger.
Yeah.
I just think it's kind of really weird. I don't really know what to say other than
this
that.
is this person's whole thing. There are hundreds of these, Henry.
I see it. But like why?
It's the new hotness, you could say.
I feel like it's not like he took like and just like changed their skin tone. He just like changed their whole.
He made them look like if they were black or Chinese.
Black Ninja is just a different guy.
Well,
like that same guy.
That's what he would look like
photoshopped-
if he was black or Chinese, don't you think?
No, that's just a different guy. The guy whose face was used to be Black Ninja and the guy whose face was used to be fucking Chinese Ninja are two people who exist. And neither of them look like Ninja.
Do you think this is bad?
I don't know if bad is the right word.
Would you say it's problematic?
Sure. Like, yes, but I don't.
I'm trying
Is the
to
guy,
understand the ethics of this.
That's what I'm saying though. Like, is he attempting to like try and cause problems and be like, I think, you know, like I can predict what all people would look like if they were different races because everyone is the same? Or is he just like, I'm practicing Photoshop?
So here's something that I think gives us a little bit of insight into who this person really is. Because I don't think they have many tweets, like just as a normal person. This is like all they do. But
that's wild.
One person was very mad at this person for doing this. So they tagged them with a picture of their face in real life and their house. Like their actual house.
Like where this person lives?
Yes. And then the V-Lone Predator replied saying, cool, here's what I would look like if I was black or Chinese.
Whew, is
So I hope that gives you some insight.
I think it does give me some insight. I just think that that's like absolutely wild and bonkers to me. Is that crazy to say? He just seems like the shell of a person.
Here's what because I'm kind of like in between. I'm like, was that the most baller thing anyone could have ever done? Or is this like a Republican self-own kind of situation? You know what I'm saying? Where like a Republican, they just keep replying to themselves, digging themselves into a hole deeper, and they're like, vaccines aren't fucking real. They're trying to take our guns away, blah, blah, right? Or is is this the next dril on Twitter? Is this the next based god?
Based god? I don't know if I know who Dril is.
Dril is just probably the best person to ever tweet. He's an actual artist.
And what would you say makes him that way?
Dril has some of the all-time tweets. Dril best tweets. We need to go into the Dril Hall of Fame.
His name sounds familiar. I definitely feel like we have talked about this guy before. I just don't.
Dril he has many tweets that are very recognizable in the meme community, you could say.
Okay.
A personal favorite of mine, if your grave doesn't say rest in peace on it, you are automatically drafted into the skeleton war. And he just has bangers like that.
That is actually like such a beautiful. That's like a painting that exists solely in word form.
There's the one I'm sure you've seen this one where it's like if God doesn't let me like pet the giraffes, I will walk backwards into hell. Fucking
yes.
Yeah. There's that one. That's Dril.
Maybe I do know Dril.
everyone knows Dril. They just don't know him by his username because it's just a meme. You don't like follow the guy. But what people don't know is that these are all of his tweets. They're all bangers. Number 8 on this list of 15 hilarious Dril tweets that will make you want to follow him on Twitter. Number 8, it's like a list. It's like food, $200, data, $150, rent, $800, candles, $3,600. Someone who is good at the economy, please help me budget this. My family is dying.
How do I spend less money on candles, please?
That was tweeted in 2013.
That's crazy. He's so ahead of his time.
That's what I'm saying.
Damn. I have mad respect for people who are just funny, and he seems like he is funny.
Me, I don't even care if they cancel sports. Howard Stern, that's wild.
He's just like a poet.
This one, number 1 on this list. This is definitely not the number 1 Dril tweet of all time. It just says, I'm not owned, exclamation point. I continue to insist as I slowly shrink and transform into a corn cob. And that was tweeted in 2011.
What the fuck?
Like, he's just ahead of his time. He's just an
And now we
artist.
look at him like an icon.
He is truly an icon. He sells, like, if you go to his bio, he sells books that are just his tweets.
Really?
And he streams on Twitch, I think.
That's so... What does he look like?
I don't know. I don't think he uses his face cam.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't think... Also, it's funny. His Twitch channel is twitch.tv/piss. Which is like... I'm glad someone real got a good handle like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like on Instagram, the person with the @bitch handle is just a meme account. I hate that shit so much, dude.
No, that's so
Go
lame.
fuck yourself.
The person who has the handle of @bitch does not write such poetry such as, since the dawn of written history, mankind has dreamed of morphing into a car or a very fast dog. That's so beautiful. He's so right, too.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
dream of morphing into a car or a very fast dog. How do you think they fucking made Transformers? You think some dude was just like, oh, I'll make this robot into a car? No.
No. Of course
we
not.
dream. I cannot download Twitter. I would never quit. I can't.
Well, you can't anymore. It doesn't exist.
Right, okay, sorry. I can't. No, it's still called Twitter. The logo's just an X now. Website still says Twitter.
It's true. It is still twitter.com. But every tweet is an x.com now. Like if you send a tweet, it's x.com.
Oh, well. Lame.
I agree, but
Okay,
Elon
wait, last
doesn't
one.
seem to think so.
This is going to be my last drill reference.
for it.
I will promise. I
just
read
one more.
another
Just one more.
banger. Just one more.
Just one
Please,
more.
Please. Okay. In a world where big data threatens to commodify our lives, telling online surveys that I don't know what Pringles are constitutes heroism. And I fucking love doing that because every time I get one of those YouTube ads, it's like, which one of these brands like have you heard of before? And it's like Netflix, Hulu,
Apple,
like fucking Disney Plus. I love putting down. I don't know.
None of
I don't know what
these.
any of those
I don't
things
know any
are.
of those things.
Because it'll just fuck up their marketing data like ever so slightly.
I don't think it does, but
Ever so slightly. I mean, I know
think
that they just like know everything that I'm doing all the time anyway, so it doesn't matter. But I think that's what makes it ever so slightly funnier because it's just like, you know, I'm on the Apple iPhone and they're like, which one of these phone manufacturers have you heard of? And it's like Apple, Samsung, LG. And I'm like, I don't know any of these.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I mean, they literally do just know what phone you're on.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's just baked into how the internet works, but it's, you know, whatever.
iPhone 14 Pro Max.
They're stealing everything from you anyway, man.
They are stealing everything from me.
Nothing can just be yours anymore.
No.
You know what?
Why would you want
need
it to
the
be?
fucking The only way you can have things that are just yours if you get that box where it can only be opened by your voice. And it's like made of plastic. Yeah.
You can't even have that anymore because they can fucking just create an AI of your voice.
Oh no, the last frontier is gone.
Pandora's box has been fucking shut.
Oh no, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Don't you feel awful?
Do you think we have enough hours of footage to make an AI podcast?
Not yet, but I think that we will eventually get there. And I
Yeah.
don't think it will take that much longer.
By the way,
I feel like
if you're
we have
listening to
mentioned
this
most words.
and you do not have consent to make us into an AI, we will sue you if you do that.
Yeah, I'm definitely on that front. I do not want my
So
voice
do
to
not
be readily
do that.
available on the internet.
You pieces of garbage listening to this who are thinking, I'm going to do that. No, you're not.
I'm gonna do that.
You little fucking rat of a human being. Your drop shipping didn't work, and now this doesn't work. It won't work. I'm telling you right now. It's not going to, okay? Go get a fucking job. You'll make more money.
I'm still disappointed in the dropshipping kid from today.
We were playing Valorant earlier, and there was this little kid. This young, portly little boy. And he had high hopes for making it in dropshipping.
Well, to be fair, you were like, "What do you want to do when you grow up?" And he was like, "I'm going to be an engineer." And then he
that was a
started
great
talking about
answer.
dropshipping.
He could have stopped there.
He could have stopped. That was a lovely answer. And then he was like, "I need to get into dropshipping. I have 2 3D printers." And I was like, "Kid, you're like 13."
He said he was 14. I don't believe him.
I also don't believe him.
There's no way that's true.
My brother's 15 and he sounds like a man. That kid sounded like he was born about 17 hours ago.
Yeah. It's not good, man. These kids, they don't know anything. They don't know that dropshipping is bad.
But they think that they do. They think that they know.
They think that they know how it works. Because they watched a YouTube video that only 100,000 other people watched. Which means they're in a special elite club.
They are in a special elite. They paid $70 for someone to make a custom dropshipping website that's already set up for free for them.
No. You
Because
don't
that
need to
makes
do
sense.
that. You can just go to wix.com with a free trial. Thanks to today's sponsor.
Wix. Thanks, Wix, the sponsor of today's video about Wix.
Use code WASTE at checkout to get fucking owned, loser. Because it doesn't work.
Check out wix.com/waste. If I type in that right now, will that actually take me to anything?
No, it won't. Because that's
No, I know,
not
but I want to
how-
see if it'll just redirect. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Such a damn shame.
Because websites, they have this handy feature where if you put in an invalid URL, they just say redirect to the main page. They figured that one out already, unfortunately.
That's such a shame.
That's
I
not
loved it
such
way
a
better
shame,
when, like,
that
no,
means,
I know it's not.
That means there's less support calls for a poor human being out there.
Yeah, you're right. And that actually is like the worst job ever. So I am making a joke when I say this, but I do think it's funny when, now I can't put a fake sponsorship link.
No. But you could buy a domain and then have it redirect somewhere.
That is true.
So
Wix.com/waste, the sponsor of today's video. I need to update my... Never mind.
Okay, all right.
Speaking of Wix, your boy's got to make a website.
You got to make for your portfolio?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have to, but I want to because then I can put it on my fucking portfolio and I'll look like a real professional instead of a fake one.
Yeah.
It's just a flex. To be like, yeah, check out my stuff. Here's my fucking website. You know how much of a fucking power move that is?
Yeah, but do you want to... You going to pay for a website?
It's like $300 for like 3 years.
That's kind of crazy, though, for one person to go on it ever.
Yeah, but think about if I can use it for like jobs and whatever. Every 60-year-old
you could just send the job your portfolio.
Yeah, and I will do that. I probably won't make a website. But if I did, it'd be cool.
I mean, if you did a lot of things, it would be cool,
Yeah, and then I don't do them because I don't feel like it.
If you skydived, that would be pretty cool.
I'm going to do that next year.
Yeah?
Yeah, me and my friends are taking a skydiving class.
Sky D 101.
I think it's like a 3,000 level course.
Yeah.
It's not entry level, but it's like, you gotta have some experience.
Yeah,
There's one
yeah.
prereq.
And the prereq's like algebra.
It's geometry.
You got to know how to find the
gotta know how to
height
find
of a
the
triangle
Right.
before you can jump out of a plane. They don't tell you that.
No, they don't. They'll be like, "Who's your boy Pythagoras?" And you'll be like, and then if you don't know, you can't.
If
jump
you
out
don't
of the
know,
bus.
they just throw you out.
Yeah, they make you go join the skeleton army.
Which sucks because you don't want to fight in the skeleton war. That's just lame.
It's even funnier if
Everyone
you think about it in the
smokes
context
cigarettes.
of like fucking Clash of Clans.
I thought about this the other day on the topic of cigarettes, which I brought up now. What if we got addicted to prop cigarettes?
Can that happen?
No nicotine, no caffeine, no addiction. They're just props, but you can smoke them, and they look real.
Mm-hmm.
But
Is this like
there's
a
no-
concept for like a video? Like, do you want to try and get addicted to prop cigarettes?
I don't know. I just think it would be
Okay.
cool. It's like you know, we're at the function. You pop out a prop cigarette. People are like, "Oh, those Marlboros."
And then you say
handle
yes.
this shit. Way stronger than that, you know.
You have to lie though.
No, I don't lie.
I do feel like there's something sort of aesthetically cool about smoking a cigarette. I would never do it because I like my lungs.
Well, that's why
they're
you can
already
smoke
weak.
a prop cigarette. No
I know, but that's what I'm
nicotine,
saying.
no caffeine, no addiction. And you get
But I
the
still feel
benefits of looking cool. You're just
But I feel
smoking
like-
flowers.
I guess that's true. Is that bad for your lungs? Maybe though. I still feel like inhaling things into your lungs
It is still
generally is probably just, like,
smoking.
not good for you. Yeah,
But it's not tobacco,
yeah,
which
I mean,
means it's
duh.
good for you.
I don't know about that. There are a lot of things that aren't tobacco that aren't good for you. Also,
If there's no tobacco, that means it must be good for you. So you got to think about that. You know what I'm saying? But you can buy prop cigarettes for like $12 a pack.
what the fuck, dude? New most expensive liquid.
Oh,
That's crazy. And well, I just looked it up because I was trying to remember what number 9 on the list was so that I could make a bit about how that's probably good for you because it's not tobacco. What the fuck? Okay, Zolgensma is $1.7 billion per gallon. What the fuck is Zolgensma?
that's some Superman kryptonite shit. That's not real.
Zolgensma, the most expensive liquid in the world, is Zolgensma, a liquid medication that can alter a patient's gene. What the fuck?
This is not real. This is
is
not.
It's primarily used to help young children.
We're talking
overcome
about
spinal
consumer
muscular
liquids,
atrophy.
Henry. Okay, we're
You
talking
can
about
consume
scorpion
this.
venom, not Zolgensma. This is ridiculous.
Well, whatever. Scorpion venom's still number 2 and 39 million per gallon.
No one knows what Zolgensma is, bro.
Would you like to fucking start a King Cobra venom distribution business with me?
I would love to know the logistics of that. What do
I
you
feel
think
like
are what are our overhead business costs?
Honestly, I feel like it wouldn't be that bad, right?
Also, who's buying this?
I don't know.
We cannot get into this business. There's probably already a monopoly of this shit.
Oh, it's just used to create anti-venom.
They probably already figured that shit out by now, man. I hate to tell you. We got to make like a new thing.
Holy shit, to generate a gallon of poison, you need to solicit about 7,570 bites. All right, never mind. Not worth it.
Yeah, man.
This business, it's going nowhere.
If you want to make money in the world, you have to make a new thing.
I feel like you just have to make a better way to do an old thing.
Or you could make a new thing.
Or you can make a new thing.
Like What does everyone have in their pocket right now?
A phone.
But what kind of phone?
A smartphone.
No, I'm saying like brand.
An iPhone?
The
An
iPhone. Steve Jobs. He said one day a vision came to him like fucking John Lennon, and he said, "What if we did phone calls and music, man?
In the
That
same
shit's
thing.
crazy in a box."
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. Like,
Don't you
I feel
realize that's genius? Like,
it is
I don't-
genius, but like it's not the like that's what I mean. Though he didn't invent a new thing. He just took two things that existed. And he was
No,
like,
it's
I'm
a
gonna put them
new
together.
thing.
No, it's not.
Because
Okay,
now
if
the
I-
iPhone knows what your nose looks like.
right, it does now. But like when Steve Jobs was like, I'm gonna make the
No,
iPhone where
no,
you can listen.
no. It always knew.
No, it didn't.
It always knew.
It's not that smart.
The front-facing camera, that was new. There's so many new things in the iPhone that I could talk about, okay?
Yeah.
The front-facing camera, bro. Come on, man. The person sitting in the boardroom who said he must have been fucking laughed out the damn building. Are you kidding me?
Right,
But that
and now
guy's
it's
a
like-
genius. That guy probably didn't think about the dog filter. You know what I mean?
He didn't think of the implications of his actions for sure.
And here we are. You
Right.
know? The Geneva Conventions, they're serious shit, man.
Okay, so I don't know if those are the same thing.
They gotta be enforced.
We just have to think of two things. Let's think of, okay, hear me out. Here's maybe a great idea.
What if
We've done a
we make a
things tier
box
list.
with a third thing in it?
What's the second thing?
No. Like it's like music, phone calls, and a car.
Gambling. It's got to be gambling.
It's not gambling, man.
It's also not a car. That already exists. Cars are already just big computers on wheels. Yes, they are.
No. You don't get it. It's different though.
How is it different?
Because it fits in your hand.
Okay, to be fair, if you made a phone where I could make calls and listen to my music,
And
if
it's
I
a
threw it
car, bro?
and if I threw it onto the ground, it transformed into a vehicle that I could drive,
Tell me
that would be sick.
we wouldn't make $1 billion.
We would make multiple billions of dollars, but I don't think that that'll happen.
I think we could make it work. What if it's phone calls, music, and fishing?
I don't think that's widely.
Okay. Phone
It's gotta be bigger.
calls, music, and
And a third thing.
phone calls, music. I was going to say, I keep thinking of things that they already did. I was going to say like a flashlight, but that's already, they did that. They thought of that. Okay.
I think
Help me
that's
out
something-
here. Help me out.
I think that's something medical related would be really cool. That was like way
Phone
better than the
calls,
Apple Watch
music,
or like a sport band.
and a pacemaker.
Yeah.
What do you mean? This is just a phone inside of your body. We can't do that, dude.
No, we can't.
We can't do that. What if it's phone calls? I gotta stop.
You got to stop with the phone calls. We don't start with phone calls. Let's think about
Okay,
transportation.
we start with music. Here we go.
No, we don't
music.
start with music either.
Hear me out. Music, phone calls.
No, stop. No, because then it's got to be integrated into the fucking, like, think about how many people, like, think about, like, a Discord. If Discord was like, yeah, you can stream music on Discord. That's, like, what you're thinking
Which you
of.
can
It's a
do that.
service, which you can already do.
Wait.
So it's
okay.
already been done.
Okay, hold on. So it's Discord,
No.
fishing, and a car. There we go.
I think,
You
honestly, if
gotta bring some energy to the brainstorm happening right
Okay,
now.
I'm trying, but you just keep talking about fucking phone calls, and I think that's already been done. It's worn out.
Because it's crazy. A phone call? Do you know how insane a phone call is?
I do know in the grand scheme of human invention how fucking crazy it is that you could talk to someone who lives 3,000 miles away from you or more.
What do you think Alexander Graham Bell, he picked up the phone for the first time, he dialed the number 1, and the guy who picked up, what do you think he said? Did he say hello? Like, what did they do?
Yeah, how did they talk back then?
Like, I don't... Did he say,
sorry.
mic check?
Probably.
DJ Academics on the mic.
Oh, excuse me.
Pierre, where you at?
Hey, yo, Alexander. Hey, dude, I knew it was you. You're the only one I can call. I think it's there. It just needs a little bit more development.
Okay,
so
well,
phone calls.
Yeah.
Video calls.
That's just phone calls, I think.
It's like if I took a phone call and then I also thought about taking a picture at the same time. And that's how they invented FaceTime. You know?
That is kind of that.
And it's like Snapchat. They were like, okay, I can take a picture and I can text, but what if I could do both at the same time? And now it's a thing. So what if we took phone calls and we took the audio and we just took it out?
Okay.
And then we just, like we take FaceTime, no audio whatsoever.
So we're just making people deaf. For what purpose?
Yeah. There is no purpose.
So we can play music.
Right?
They hear music now.
But the other person talking won't interrupt your music because they can't talk to you.
Okay.
It's a new form of communication.
Hold on. I've figured it out.
I've just invented reaction videos as like
No, shut the fuck up. You're being an asshole right now.
Okay.
I figured it out. Phone calls. Say it with me. Phone calls. Music.
Music.
If you hamburger.
I fucking hate you. What if when I picked up my hamburger, it was actually a smart burger?
No.
I could call my mom.
What if your phone could make hamburger?
So you're talking about what if your phone was like
out of the digitalness of it.
So I think that the idea is there. The technology is not. It does not exist.
But that's why we have to make it. And then we make $1 billion. Henry, we make $1 billion.
But it'd be so much easier if we just took two things that already exist that could work really well together and then made them into one thing.
This is what I'm saying. Food works so well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Almost in like in a necessity kind of way, you know?
This is so okay. Phone calls.
I hate this bit.
Music. And hamburger. And the thing about it is, though, you're not even thinking about this.
I'm not.
The thing about it is it can be any food.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be a hamburger. It could be like
but that's
a ham
how we bring
sandwich.
people in, right?
Because they love hamburgers.
They love hamburgers.
Have you ever heard of Shake Shack? I fucking love Shake Shack.
Oh my god, bro.
Five Guys? Oh my god. What if we hear me out? Restaurant.
My Yoshi keeps falling off.
Hamburger. They have Five Guys make hamburger, and they make a mean burger.
They make it mean style for you.
But do you want to know what would make the hamburger better? Maybe even more efficient?
What would make it more efficient and better?
Think about quantitative things here for
quantitative
a second. We're gonna do a little bit of math. Five Guys make one hamburger, right?
Right.
10 guys make 2 hamburgers, or they make 1 hamburger twice as good. We open a restaurant. Hear me out. 5 million guys. This hamburger that they make, 1 million times better than the hamburgers that Five Guys
And
makes.
because there's so many guys, we have enough guys to put it through your phone.
Right.
So it's phone. Say it with me.
Phone calls.
This is our company motto.
Phone calls.
Phone calls.
Music.
Hamburger. It's so stupid, it might just work.
Yep.
My lip is literally quivering right now. I can't even lie.
I'm so hungry and excited. but printing a hamburger.
Because think
out of
about
my
it, people
phone.
they don't want to make food anymore.
No, I don't want to make food.
They don't want to make food. Kids these
I'm
days.
ordering food right now.
What are you ordering?
Panera.
There was a moment there. You were so close to saying hamburger.
Oh, right. I'm sorry.
And that would have.
Well, Panera started making hamburgers.
Did they?
No.
Okay.
Okay, here, wait. I'm gonna get a clip of me.
Hamburger.
Okay, there you go.
We can't. No, it's not.
No,
gonna
it'll
work.
be in post. Yep, it'll be there.
It's not. We can't just do everything in post.
Okay.
God damn it. We're gonna be poor forever, I think.
Yeah, probably.
What are you gonna order, man?
A sandwich. Which, if you think about it, a hamburger is kind of a sandwich.
Just get
What do you want from me? This is your bit.
here, man.
Okay, all right. Yep. See ya.